Hi, this is Sean Law from Sydney Lorcana. I've got a special guest today, Chris, to talk about their unique Steel Song build, which got them to the top 4 in the Town Hall Good Games Store Championship. Hi, Chris.
Hey
Thank you
Sean.
for talking about the deck. Let's talk about the unique aspects of your deck list. So, how did you find the Troubadour over Vanessa? But I noticed that you've got no Bianca. How did you find
How did I find the
Troubadour?
Troubadour?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Troubadour and Vanessa, I mean you can play either of one of those Singer 4s in the deck. I just like Troubadour a little bit better than Vanessa because of the resist one. So I was expecting a lot of steel decks, so it's just a bit stickier on the board. So the opponent can't like throw two, let the Storm Rage on it, for example. So yeah, so I just like to. That's why I run the Troubadour.
Excellent. And I can see that you've got two Naveen's,
Yes.
two Svens, and two World's Greatest Criminal Mind.
Yes.
And I can see you've got three Zeus's and also
Yes.
the Grab Your Swords, which is
Yes.
pretty spicy. How did you
Yes.
find those particular cards?
Yeah, so these are the tech options. I mean, as you've pointed out in the deck, so grab your swords. I was expecting people to be running green purple, and it's also just good against green decks in general. So that's why I wanted to run two copies of the grab your swords. World's greatest criminal minds. Obviously, it's good against the sharks, the half sharks. So you need to get those off the board. I did only run the three Zeus's. It was really just to manage the uninkable count. So I really wanted to play a two grab your sword, so I just went down on the Zeus's. But with the two greatest criminal minds, so you kind of have five answers to the half shark. So I felt that worked. That worked okay. And then you get to the two four drops. So Naveen and Sven. Naveen's just a very powerful card. I mean, you can drop it in play the whole new world, or you can drop it in sing a song. It's just a very good tempo play, especially on the draw. And Sven's one of my favorite cards actually. So it's just such a super versatile card. So there's so many really cool lines that you can play with this Sven. So I mean, you can just play it, ready one of your characters to protect it, so it can't be challenged next turn. Or you could ready one of your singers so it can sing two songs in one turn. Actually, one of the really cool things I did on the day, I played against Xavier. He was on Green Steel. He had a Space Pirate Pete on board, which is obviously a really scary card for a Neighbor Steel player. But I played this fan, readied his Space Pirate Pete, which enabled me to be able to sing my Zeus to out it in one turn. So that was a pretty cool play.
Yeah, that was when you told me that was a
Yeah,
pretty crazy story because when Pirate Pete is exerted, he can't die to a Zeus because he's got resist 1.
you can't die to a Zeus.
But
Can't sing songs.
and you
You have
can't
to
sing
hard
songs,
pass
but
them, and he's also got the resist one as well. So it's just a big pain in the butt for the still song player. But I mean, Sven actually just readies it, and so it means that you can sing the songs. The other actually really cool thing you can do with Sven is you can ready your opponent's Diablos as well. So if you ready the Diablo and you play a whole new world, obviously when you play the whole new world, they draw a whole bunch of extra cards, but because it's ready, then they don't. Yeah, those Diablos don't trigger.
that's an interesting one. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, so that's one that I've done before, but no, didn't pull it off at the set chance. But there's just a lot of really cool things that you can do as fans. So it's a nice little card.
And how did you find the deck
Yeah,
went with the uninkables?
yeah,
Like it's still you dialed back with the Zeus and put the
yeah,
extra World's Greatest Criminal Mind, but with
yeah.
Grab Your Swords and
There's
Naveen
quite a
as
lot of
well,
uninkables.
it's still quite a high uninkable count.
Well, Steel Songs just plays a lot of uninkables, doesn't it? So I think I've got 15 or 16 uninkables. I can't quite remember, but usually how much many I run anyway with Steel Songs. So you'll see that there's no Daisy Ducks in the deck, and that's because there's so many uninkables. There's no way I could run the Daisy Ducks. So I did want to run the Naveen. I wanted to have a bit more of a mid-range list, so that's why I didn't play the Daisy Ducks. But I mean, I did brick a few times on the day, but for the most part, it was relatively smooth.
Yeah, well, you also play Steel Song quite differently than because you
Yes.
don't have the Daisy Ducks. Because
Yes.
normally, when I've played against Steel Song, they just try and quest aggressively early, and
Yes.
then take over with the songs. But you generally play it a lot more control-y,
Yeah.
mid-rangey like. So
Yes.
you try not to expose your
Yes.
singers early.
Yes.
Allow yourself to get to 4 characters so your strengths can take out genies and other 4 toughness problematic cards.
Exactly.
And then, because there isn't that much ways to exert exert characters at the lower end. You can
Yeah.
sort of just set up your wall, and then
Yeah.
once the gotten someone to sing a whole new world, and you've got a bunch of singers out, you can just ping everything that's there, and then start closing it out very quickly, since you've got so many multi-questers as well.
Yes. No, that's right. So that pretty much sums up the way that I like to play Steel songs. So I don't. I mean, this is probably just my personal preference. I don't love Daisy Duck, especially against purple decks, because I mean they just die very quickly, and you're just giving your opponent cards. So playing a bit more like a mid-range control deck, like you say. So it's that really. I mean, Steel Song. It's about like controlling the board, shooting your opponent's characters, refilling your hand with whole new world, and then spamming the board. So that's pretty much the way that I like to play it. So I do know a lot of probably most of the other Sydney players, they tend to be on the Daisy Duck, but I think for me that's just the way that I like to prefer, which means I can probably add a bit more to the mid range, so I can play the Naveens and the Svens.
Yeah, well, I think also particularly at the moment, Sydney's seen a huge rise in green,
And green
purple,
purple, yeah. So
uh,
Daisy Duck is a really bad
and
card into the green
yeah,
purple decks.
Daisy Duck
Yeah,
is pretty bad,
yeah,
because the only non-characters they're running is like 3 or 4 friends. So you're
yes,
pretty much giving them so much extra cards, which can allow them to keep up with inking. So even when you do the whole new world,
yes.
they can still vomit out their hand very quickly, which I guess the grab your swords
Which is what the grab your
helps a
swords
lot
is
with
there
that
for.
as well.
Exactly. Yes. No,
Because
that's right.
yeah, most of the green purple decks have so many 2 toughness or 1 toughness creatures, so
Exactly.
the grab your swords can definitely come in clutch there.
Yeah, no, that's right.
And now we're in Reign of Jafar.
Yes.
How have you? Are there many cards that you've tried out in your deck to
Yeah.
see how they work?
Yeah, so I was playing at locals at Town Hall on Thursday, so I gave the Shift Rhino a try. It was pretty powerful actually, being able to shift the Rhino on turn two. I mean, Rhino's an absolute tank. It just controls the board, takes everything out, and can start singing Zeus's from turn four. So that was pretty cool. Um, but if you run the rhinos, it means because it's only got a 4 cost, it can't sing whole new worlds, so you do have to change up the characters quite a bit. So I was off the shift Robin Hoods. I went up to 4 Naveen's actually because I needed to sing at 5 and added the Biancas. So there's a couple of things that I've tried from set 8.
How did you find the Rhino went compared to this list that you took to the last store champions?
It's a pretty different play style. I mean, personally, I mean, I've only just played the Rhino list just on the Thursday. I think the set 7 list is probably smoother, but look, I just wanted to give the shift Rhino a go. But Rhino itself is a pretty powerful card if you can get it, especially if you can shift it on turn two.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a
Yeah,
4/3 with
it's a tank.
resist 2,
It's
isn't it?
yeah,
Which,
it's got to resist two if it doesn't have any damage on it. It's not very much can actually deal with it
yeah, you
that
pretty
early.
much have to have Singer 4 on 2, and even then, that still takes off your. Well,
Well, if they
yeah,
have
that.
I mean, just say
Well,
I mean, Zeus will take it out straight up. I mean, that's pretty much one of the few answers. Otherwise, they're going to have to run two things into it to get it off the board.
yeah, and even when they run two things in it, having resist two, you're probably going to 2-for-1 yourself or 3-for-1 yourself just to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. No, so Rhino is a pretty powerful card, and I probably do want to play it in a Amber Steel aggro deck as well. I think it would probably work pretty well in that type of deck as well.
Alright then, well, thank you for giving the insight on your store championship deck, and I did like how the Sven was an interesting utility piece that, because it doesn't just need to target your stuff, you can potentially catch some people off guard because suddenly you unexert their stuff, which has effects when it's exerted, or you could unexert like a bodyguard or something, and
Yeah,
then
exactly. That's the
suddenly
other really cool thing you can do as
they're
well. Yeah,
they're,
it's
suddenly
pretty fun.
they're exposed, and then you can take advantage of that.
No, that's right. No, thanks for having me, Sean. So, no, really great to chat with you.
All right, then. Well, hopefully we'll see you to talk more about Steel Song or even Amber Steel Aggro. And just in case anyone wants to reach out to you to talk about Amber Steel, do you have any social media plugs, or was there anyone you wanted to give a shout out to?
Yeah, sure. So I'm on Twitter, so CJY Lorcana, and shout out to everyone in the Sydney Lorcana community. I mean, everyone is just so friendly. It's a blast to play at the locals, and shout out to you as well, Sean, for running this Sydney Lorcana channel. So no, I've been watching all of the videos, and so no, yeah. So no, thanks for you for shining a light on the Sydney Lorcana community.
All right, then. Well, thank you so much for attending, talking about everything, and hopefully we'll have you on here to talk about some more decks in the future.
All right, thanks, Sean.
All right, thanks.